It's mailbag time here on New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. We're going to answer questions from subscribers on today's video. So if your question didn't get answered, change it. Hit that subscribe button right now and turn on your notifications so when we go live on Monday, you can join us. It's a party, and all the cool kids are there. Tato Bang coming in with a question. What's up, my guy? Do you think if we sign Xavien Howard, then Andru Phillips plays slot while Banks and Howard lock down the outside? I think that is kind of what that means. Also, if you sign Xavien Howard, he is starting on the boundary with Deonte Banks. That means Andru Phillips could be your starting slot corner, or Nick McLeod slides back into the slot, and he is your starting slot corner. I actually got some faith in McLeod. I think he's an underrated player, but I think I don't want him being a 99% snap guy on the outside. And if Flott struggles, that's what they're going to depend on him to be. Yeah, I mean, you sign Howard, that gives you some more versatility. I mean, ideally, right, by week 17 by the end of the season, Andru Phillips is your slot corner of the future. Use the third-round pick on, and you want him to produce. Yeah, that's exactly what that means. It's Johnny. What's up, man? Tyrone and Theo will both eat this year. How long until Theo is the tight end one for the New York Giants? How long? I think mid-season. I think they'll start the year with Daniel Bellinger as the tight end one, and I think there will be a natural passing of the guard for Theo Johnson to take over as that guy. Look, they drafted him for a reason. They like his upside. They like the athleticism. They didn't have a tight end like him on this roster. He could stretch the seam. He's extremely athletic. I think he's going to be a really strong red zone threat. But he needs to continue to work on his game as well. I think he needs to tighten up his route running. I think his feel and overall IQ as a route runner could improve. I think his mechanics and his fluidity throughout his routes could improve. He's a young kid. He's only going to get better and better. But I think by the end of the year, we're going to be looking at Theo Johnson as a starting tight end for this football team. Soren Johnson, what's up, bro? Over or under 10 sacks for Brian Burns this season? I'm going over. And I don't necessarily, and I've said this a couple times, and I'm kind of just going to go back on it. I don't necessarily think if it's 9 sacks, it's a failure. But I would be a little disappointed if it's less than 10. But I think there's so many other ways to judge a pass rusher than just pure sacks. What's your pressure rate? How are you setting the edge? How many double teams are you commanding? How many holds did you draw this year? Because, let's be honest, drawing a hold is just as good as a sack. It's a 10-yard loss, and if it's on third or fourth down, it's a turnover. So being able to draw penalties, draw double teams, setting the edge, making life easier for Kayvon Thibodeau on the other side of the ball are all things I'm looking for Burns to do. I'm going to go over on 10 sacks, and I'm hoping it's closer to 15. But we're going to find out, and we're going to see what he could do as his first year as a New York Giant. Dinkelberg, $5 super chat. Thank you for the love, my man. Marsh, serious question. Okay, serious. How do you think the Giants have to perform in order for Daboll to keep his job? Also, what is your division record prediction? We'll go number 1. For Brian Daboll to keep his job, the Giants have to be better this year than what they were when they were 6-11 and they were picking number 6 in the NFL draft. If there is not progress on every point of this team, the quarterback needs to improve, even if it's not improved enough to where he's on the team in 2025. It's year 3 of the Brian Daboll experience. He came here to fix the offense. If he wants to comfortably sit in that same chair next year, the offense has to be better. The team has to be better. He needs to be a better head coach. That's what needs to happen. If the Giants are better in 2024 than they were in 2023, I think Brian Daboll's job is safe. Devarshi, what's up, man? Who are some good running backs we should sign in the free agency market? If not any good free agents, then who can we trade for? I think at this point there are no good free agent running backs, and I think the Giants are set at the running back position. We did a video last week where Bleacher Report linked Dalvin Cook to the New York Giants. I have no interest in signing Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook is cooked. I think there's 3 running backs on the roster that are just as good, if not better, than Dalvin. Look, you went out and you signed Devin Singletary on day 1 of NFL free agency. He's not a Saquon Barkley replacement, but he is someone that will help your running game. You have Devin Singletary. You have Eric Gray, who you used a mid-round pick on in 2023. You used a mid-round pick on Tyrone Tracy. You've made some strong investments into the running back position. Who knows what Dante Miller's going to be? Who knows what Jalen Sayers is going to be? Who knows if Jashaun Corbin can contribute? But I am confident that Eric Gray, Tyrone Tracy, as well as Devin Singletary are going to be able to do enough to keep the running back room afloat. I don't think the Giants are interested in going out and signing or trading for a running back. So that's kind of where I stand and where I think the Giants stand at that running back position. My question in all the real ones is this. The odds makers out west have the Giants win total at 6.5 for this season. Over, under. Let's play the game. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Gavin P., what's up, man? If we sign Connor Williams, where would he play? Center, right guard? Do we still believe in Schmitz, or is William going to play at right guard? Great question. If we sign Connor Williams, where should he play? I think he should be your starting left guard. I think he should be your starting left guard, which that spot is occupied right now by Jermaine Illuminor, and I would make Illuminor your starting right tackle because he's the best starting right tackle on this team. You signed Illuminor for what he did the last 2 seasons at right tackle. He is better than Evan Neal. The best man should play. I don't care if you're on scholarship. I don't care if you were drafted in the first round 2 years ago. The best man should play. And Illuminor, by far, is the best right tackle on this team. So I would sign Connor Williams. I would play him at left guard. So your starting offensive line from left to right reads Andrew Thomas, Connor Williams, John Michael Schmitz, John Runyon, and Jermaine Illuminor. That's a solid offensive line. That's someone that can create time for your quarterback and can create running lanes for your running back. That's what I would do. D. Moon, why don't we trade for a quarterback with a higher ceiling that's already in the league like Trey Lance or Justin Fields? Not Drew Lock isn't enough. Well, I think if you ask the New York Giants, they would tell you that they believe in Drew Lock more than Justin Fields and that they believe in Drew Lock more than Trey Lance. Because they could have had Trey Lance. And they could have had Justin Fields. And they chose Drew Lock. Is that the right decision? Is that the wrong decision? We'll find out in 7 months. But the Giants made, I don't want to say a strong investment in Lock, but they guaranteed him $5 million. And according to John Schneider, the general manager for the Seattle Seahawks, they sold Lock on being able to compete with Daniel Jones and maybe having a Baker Mayfield type of season. Look, I don't believe in Trey Lance. I don't think there's many people in the league that do. For Justin Fields, the talent is obvious. He's got talent. But the Giants could have easily had Justin Fields. What did he go for? A 6th-round pick? They chose Drew Lock. That's the guy they believe in a little bit more, it seems like. Sketch. Question mark? $5 super chat. What's up, man? Malik Neighbors hype going to actually translate? I hope so. I hope so. And what is Tyrone Tracy's ceiling as well as Wan'Dale Robinson? I think there's too much talent, skill, just overall juice in Malik Neighbors' game not to translate. Just get the guy the football. Whether it be a jet sweep, whether it be a screen, whether it be a slant, whether you're throwing fades, 50-50 balls, deep balls, underneath routes. Just get the guy the football, man. He's too talented, he's too dynamic, and he's too much of a game changer. Will he be able to reach his potential with the way the Giants' offense is currently set up? That's a question that I think needs a little bit more of a deep dive into it. But I do think that the Giants hit a home run with Neighbors, and I think he's going to show up and show out early on. And he's going to compete for the Rookie of the Year because I think the Giants are going to force feed him the football. For Tyrone Tracy, his ceiling as an NFL player, I think it's Cordell Patterson. A guy that can line up at receiver, a guy that can line up at running back, can contribute in the passing game, can run through the tackles, be a big play threat, while also being a dynamic kick return and punt return guy. For Wan'Dale Robinson, his ceiling has to be a top slot receiver in this league. You drafted him in the 2nd round. He's entering year 3. He's already had some pretty good games in the NFL before. I want to see him take a step, and I want to see us talking about him this time next year as a top slot receiver in the league. I think those are both achievable ceilings for those young football players. My guy, Mr. Frijolero, I know I ain't pronouncing that right, so I apologize, my man, says, hey, Marsh, Hey, Mr. Friolero, what's up, man? What do you think of my predictions? Giants go 12-5. They beat the Eagles, Cowboys, Commanders 2 times. Cardinals, Saints, Falcons, Packers, Seahawks, Texans, Colts, and Bucks. Sign me up, and what do I have to do to make that happen? If it's illegal, I won't do it. I mean, yes, I want that to happen, but I don't think that will happen. And I want to be wrong. I want to come back and say I was wrong. I lied to all of you. I'm going to be rooting for the Giants to win football games every game this Sunday. I love this team. I bleed Giants blue just like you guys. But as my job, I think it's unfair to you if I'm not honest and I don't use my eyes to paint the full picture. I don't think the Giants have enough talent to go 12-5 and to beat the Eagles, Cowboys, and Commanders 2 times. I've got them at 7-10. I got them at 7-10. Maybe it's 8-9. Maybe it's 6-11. We're going to find out. Giants prods. Marsh, what do you think we will do at the deadline? I don't know. I don't know, man. Probably nothing. Probably nothing. The NFL trade deadline it's become a little bit more juicy over the past couple of years, but I got to see where the team stacks up. What are they lacking at that moment? Has the season gone away? And maybe we're trading away an older player like a Leonard Williams. Maybe we're trying to trade for a player because we're in the thick of things and they need to add someone. Maybe there's an injury on the offensive line. They got to go trade for someone. Tom Thibodeau, I know this is a Giants channel, says the game always tells you what to do. The season will tell you what to do at the NFL trade deadline. Double B, what's up, Brian? Thanks, bro, for always tuning in. Last question on today's show. Who do you think will be the guy to step up next to Dexter on this defensive line? It's a great question. That's a great question, man. And I don't know. I don't know. Is it going to be Raheem Nunez-Roches? Is it going to be Jordan Phillips? Will it be DJ Davidson? Will it be Jordan Riley? Will it be Elijah Chapman? Will it be Casey Rogers? Someone's got an opportunity to play next to Dexter Lawrence and Brian Burns and Kayvon Thibodeau and be an instrumental piece of this Giants front four. Who's it going to be? Golden opportunity out there for somebody. We'll see if they could do it. What player are we not talking about enough on this show? What guy is not getting the love, and are we not looking into the future to see? Boogie Basham as well could be a player as well. Thank you, Corinne, for that. Why are everyone's messages being retracted? That's weird. Maybe they're all just deleting it. But maybe it is Boogie Basham. Maybe it is. What player are we not talking about? And make sure you're following me over on social media at @MarshallGreen_. Let's go, Big Blue.